Away.
It's completely different sound. It's like a different word.
But
Or
he
let's
was
take a
still
word
understandable.
like better.
Namaste. Today we are going to watch top 5 hardest British accent to understand. And for us, there are many British accents that are very hard to understand. And like we were seeing like that show Still Game, and in that there was a Scottish accent, and it is very hard to understand. Like I have even heard some people say, like UK people say that for them also it is very hard to understand, and they don't even consider Scottish as English because the way it is spoken. So do let us know what do you feel about. And now we will see how hard they are and how do they pronounce these words. Like, and do let us know like what are your opinion about these accents with our accent. Like how hard do you think is our accent is to understand. Like I've seen in my like analytics, like many people like turn on the CC button and they like read the subtitles down below. So do let us know, do you like, can you not understand whatever we say without those subtitles, or like it is like easy going, but yes, somewhat some words are difficult to understand. Do let us know.
And I do feel that sometimes, yeah, we found sometimes very easy to understand these accents, but sometimes it is so hard to understand these accents. So what I do most of the time, I just turn on the subtitles and just read it, because sometimes I found it very difficult to understand. And I do think that if it is also difficult to understand the in a British accent, so obviously you people also, for you people it is also very difficult to understand our accent, because because we clearly speak the words, and mostly basically we speak English slowly, and our words are very clear. But most of the English people speak so much fast, and they just they don't use D, E, F. So it happens, but I do think that we shouldn't learn the accents. I do think that yes, English is important for us, we should learn English, but not accent, because it reflects from which country do we belong. And it is becoming very famous in India nowadays. It is trending in India to learn British accent, but I don't find it right, because it is what it is. It reflects from which country do we belong. When we speak, you people get to know that you people can easily found that we are from India. Same implies with Russian, Spanish. Everybody has different accent. So yeah, I'm so much excited to watch this video, and so much excited to know that will I understand this video by subtitles or without subtitles. So let's watch the video.
Yes, these accents bring a different touch to the language itself. So, what do you feel about it? Do let us know. So, let's watch this video.
Okay, let's start with the one that is closest to my heart. The Black Country /
Birmingham.
My homeland. The place of my people.
Oh.
I mean, you'll be familiar with the Brummie accent. Are you familiar with the Brummie accent?
Brummie.
Brummie, sort of like that, all right.
I don't understand a word you
What
say.
did he say?
You should go to the Black Country, that's where it's real fun.
Now, I have lived in the Black Country all my life. Now, the Black Country is a small area in the West Midlands. It's near Birmingham, and it has places in it like Dudley. You might have heard
Dudley.
of Dudley.
In the Black Country, they've got proper, like, Dudley. They stood in chalk like that.
And the Black Country accent and the Birmingham accent are different for people who live here, but for most people who live outside of the UK, they sound very similar. So I'm going to put them in one group.
Nice.
Don't attack me if you're from Birmingham or the Black Country. I know the accents are different, okay? But they're very similar. The thing that's tricky about the Birmingham accent is the vowels. Alright? So, it's not exactly the vowels you'll expect.
Okay.
Okay? For example, the word bus.
Bus.
Okay, you might expect
Bus.
in
Bus.
Britain for people to say bus.
Bus, yeah.
Bus. Oh. However, in Birmingham or the Black Country, they'll say bus.
Bus.
Or, for example, this word,
Bus.
right.
Right.
You might expect someone from the UK to say right.
Yes.
However, in
Right.
Birmingham or the Black Country, they say right.
Right.
It's a completely
That's so
different.
hard.
Why so deep?
Now, if you want to
Right.
practice listening to the accents of Birmingham and the
Right.
Black Country, a
Bus.
good place to start is a
Right.
TV show like
It's so
Peaky
funny.
Blinders.
Peaky
very
Blinders,
well
I've
Yeah,
heard
I
about
have
this
watched
show.
It's
Peaky
a
Blinders,
brilliant
but
TV
how?
show, and they speak with Birmingham and Black Country accents to varying degrees of success.
Oh.
Nevertheless, John, despite the bad blood, I'll have none of it on my carpet.
And I've made a whole video on the Birmingham accent if you want to learn more about it, and it's in the description down below. So the thing you want to watch out for with the Birmingham and Black Country accent are the different vowels. It's completely different.
Okay.
Next up we have Geordie, and Geordie is a term that we use to describe the accent from Newcastle. I am not going to attempt to do the Newcastle accent because I can't do it, but here are a few examples.
It's like a bad marriage, isn't it? Like, you fall in love with them initially and it's like, it's really great, you're infatuated, you can't wait to see them.
Iron Man.
Understandable.
Spider-Man. Superman. Why did I get so Geordie?
Again, we have a lot of different vowel sounds here. For example, this word, away.
Away.
Okay, you might have learned to pronounce this word away.
Yeah.
Away. However, a Geordie person, please forgive me if you are Geordie, I'll try my best, might say away.
Away.
It's completely different sound. It's like a different word.
But
or
he
let's
was
take a
still
word
understandable.
Like better. Okay, you might think this is either pronounced like better or better if
Better,
you learn
yeah.
American English. However, a Geordie might say something like better. Better.
Better.
So the T's get split up into two sounds.
Are you better?
Better.
Num,
And it's the
better.
ending is more of a sound. The T sound is actually one of the sounds that is most different in the Geordie accent.
It's
If
like
you want
they
to
have a
listen to
spice in
Geordie
their mouth.
accent, there are loads of great recordings and great resources on the Dialects Archive, and I'll leave a link for that down below.
Nice.
And the time it takes this cat to shake off the teeth. Names 5. Oh, cute. Delicious foods. Sunday roast, bangers and mash, shepherd's pie.
I love the Geordie accent. I
What
think
about the
it's
second one?
so melodic, so cheery sounding. I think it's very hard to sound miserable if you've got a Geordie accent.
Oh.
It's very sort of bouncy. That was terrible. I'm so sorry if you're from Newcastle. I can't do this accent. Okay, moving on to another accent. Another place that is so close to my heart. Liverpool.
Liverpool.
And people who are from Liverpool, their accent is often called Scouse. They
Scouse.
have a Scouse accent. Now, when you think of Liverpool, you might think of the Beatles. That's the first thing you think of. And yes, the Beatles do have a Scouse accent.
Yeah, but there are 4 of us and we'd like it open. That's if it's all the same to you, that is.
But actually,
What did he say?
because they are a lot older, because maybe they've travelled around a lot, they've maybe not lived in Liverpool all their life, their accent isn't as strong as some Scouse accents can be. Have a listen to this example. This is a really good example of a strong, thick Liverpool accent.
Them things, you know, the things that dangle and that, but I
I'm
didn't go
not
out to
getting
sort of
this
say
one.
that
This
to
one
you.
is so
It was
tough.
up, you know what I mean? Did I? No.
So I think the most defining characteristic that
Did I?
makes Scouse very different from something like RP is the K sound. This doesn't happen with every K sound, but for example, let's take the word chicken. You may hear some people from
Chicken.
Liverpool saying chicken with a sound in the throat.
Chicken.
This is very unique to Liverpool. You don't really hear it in many other places in the UK. It's wonderful. I love how different it is. It's amazing. So that is something to be aware of. If you travel to Liverpool or you know someone who's from Liverpool and has this accent, this is going to be a sound that you will hear. So you just have to be aware that if you hear a that's in place of a K sound. There's a very stereotypical sentence that people use to do a Scouse
And that is?
accent. And they tend to say something like chicken and chips and a can of Coke.
Can of Coke.
Whether or not people in Liverpool actually speak like that, I don't know, but it's a good way to illustrate the K sound.
So there's a lot of
Scouse also has a very distinctive melody and a
Okay, it
very
feels there's something
distinctive
stuck on my
intonation,
throat.
which can also make it a bit harder to understand from people outside of the UK.
Oh.
I recommend listening to someone like John Bishop to hear more of that Scouse accent.
I was always busy. I was always liking a laugh, but I actually enjoyed just being with people and talking to them a little bit more.
There are
Talking
other
to them,
celebrities from
to
Liverpool,
them.
for example, Jodie Comer.
Thank you so much, Bafta. Sorry, I'm the only one who's turned on the waterworks.
She's from Liverpool, but
I
think
didn't
her
understand a
accent,
word from her.
Isn't
Seriously.
quite as
I'm
thick
the only one
as John
that's-
Bishop. So if you want to listen to a really thick one, John Bishop. Okay, let's move to an accent from Scotland.
Scottish
now, Obviously,
accent.
lots of different accents in
We have
Scotland
heard
as
some of
well.
it.
There's not just one Scottish accent, but I think one of the hardest to understand for non-UK residents is the Glaswegian accent
Glaswegian.
from Glasgow. Here's a little example of the Glasgow accent, because I can't do it.
In Glasgow, how means why. I don't know why that is. You don't say £1.70, why. You say £1.70, how.
See what I mean? I'd say everything is very different here from RP, from the vowels, the consonants, the melody,
Yes.
the intonation. It's a whole different thing.
It's
So I
very
can't
thick.
really single out one thing to focus on with the Glasgow accent. It's just a case of listening.
Well, very popular today. I'm saying that a number of parliamentary colleagues who have disabilities do find it quite difficult getting around certain parts of the state.
If you want to get better at
Find it a bit
understanding this
difficult.
accent,
My
listen to someone like
God.
Kevin Bridges, Billy Connolly.
And it goes on, and the guy starts punching the bit of perspex to get to the driver. And over years of taking the bus, I have familiarised myself with the onboard safety instructions.
You can watch with subtitles to begin with, and then try and take them away and see
Yes.
if you still understand
Subtitles
what's going
are
on.
needed.
But I highly recommend getting to know the Glaswegian accent, because I feel like if you can understand that one, the rest of the Scottish accents you should be able to grasp as well. And finally, we got Cockney, alright?
Cockney.
is one of the accents found in London, and it has been widely done in Hollywood,
Oh.
sometimes terribly. See Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins.
Number 17 Cherry Tree Line, you say? Alright.
And then we have delicious Cockney accents like Michael Caine in pretty much anything he's ever done.
I suppose you think you're going to see the bleeding titles now? Well, you're not, so you can all relax.
Alfie! I'd say one of the reasons that Cockney is so difficult to understand is the linking. The words get very mushed together. There's not a lot of separation in there. It tends to be a long strain of words with different vowels in there, which makes it even harder to understand.
That is the main
more
problem,
you
when
learn
words
about
get
linking
mingled up.
sounds and how we link words together in the English language, it'll help you massively. Good people to listen to, like I said, Michael Caine.
So we went looking for the stones. But in 6 months, we never met anyone who traded with him.
I understand
Or someone
whole
like
of it.
Mickey Flanagan.
Yeah.
You can pop out to go to the shop.
Oh, we have heard Mickey.
Couple of bits.
Watch
That's
this
the way I
video.
pop out. You can do whatever way you like.
This video was so informative yet so funny, and seriously for me the most funny accent was that chicken accent. I didn't remember the country. Didn't remember that, you know, the place where they speak that accent, but that chicken accent was so funny for me. It feels that something stuck on my throat and I'm like, you know, I'm just taking it out. So that thing was so funny for me. And yeah, Scottish accent is very tough. As we know, I didn't get what they were saying, and that Cockney accent was also very, you know, difficult for me, because I also didn't get what they were saying, and but I found that you know, the words which we Indian use are very similar to Americans' word, mostly Americans' word, because we say bus and the first one was saying bus, so that thing was very new for me. And we see better, they say butter, like that. So that thing was, you know, so this video was so informative. It's so funny, and we got to know that this happens because of the vowels. Some people's some people from other places speak vowels differently, and some other it's happened because of vowels. So I really like this video, and yet this was the informative.
Yes, and I feel like in all the accents, like it is not hard to understand any accent if it is spoken slowly. Like for us also, we have seen in many comments, like people say that, okay, have to speak slowly so that we can understand. So I think so that is the main issue. Like if we also speak fast, then also we might eat some or the other words and mingle together 2 or 3 words, and then it is harder for you to understand. So in all these accents, like in that Batman movie, I've seen that movie. So that guy also, Michael Caine, speaks very well, and like it is a Cockney accent. But if he starts to speak a bit faster, then it will be very hard for us to understand. And in all the other like parts also, or other accents also, like I think the Scottish accent is a very hard one to understand, because the way they put like the effort on the words, like oh why she do it, and even the first the Scouse accent, that also looked very difficult to understand. Even the tone of the person changes when they speak Scouse accent, so it gets a bit difficult. And I don't understand what is the UK accent now. So yeah, like UK accent is just a normal when you speak the words in a different way to American accents, that is the way, because all these accents have very different tone. And when you say, like when you talk to an Indian, so you say only there is only an Indian accent, but you can also find many other like Indian English accent, like in this people in South India speak a very different kind of an English. You will see more like emphasis on other words. And like if you see people in East India have a very different English, and people in West India and North India, all people have a very different English accent also. But we have not that kind of a difference that we can make a big difference or like difference video about it. So yeah, do let us know what do you feel about our accent also in the comment section below. So do like, share, and
Subscribe.
bye.